business not performing like you think it should? Maybe you need a business makeover.
The business owner wears many hats. One minute they're the accountant, the next shipping, human resources, or even the cleaner. But it's the prosperous entrepreneur who learns to delegate and focus on what they do best.
When a business first starts out, sales are usually the responsibility of the owner. And if sales are what drive a business, then finding the right person to take on that responsibility could make or break the company. Tibor Shanto owns Renbor Sales Solutions. They specialize in assisting companies with their sales team. Shanto suggests that the first step in turning over the role of sales to a new person doesn't begin with hiring, but with creating processes and procedures that your new sales team will use.
If you understand what your process is and why each of the steps are there. So a process is not like going to Loblaws and taking it off the shelf. You have to actually get involved in creating it. It's a one-time thing, but it's done. It has to be reviewed, but again, based on the business, it's ready. You can then create scenarios that you can use in your interviews and see how the candidate's experience directly relates to the type of situations that they're going to face while selling your product. If you find that there's a disconnect and they can't identify the scenario they can't identify with the scenario that you've outlined, they clearly haven't faced it in the past and as a result have no means of handling it if they were facing it in your situation, and clearly they haven't got any experience against which they can grow, learn, and so forth, perhaps it's not a person you should hire.
Let's face it, creating procedures, writing business and marketing plans, these are not the pulsating reasons most of us get into business, but they are an essential part of a business. Why hire a salesperson? To increase sales. When your sales increase, you will experience rapid growth, which all of your planning and processes will ensure you're ready for. Remember, rapid growth is a top 10 reason why many businesses fail.
The process is there to ensure that you drive revenue. It's not there as a management means for the sales staff. It ends up helping you in managing and coaching that individual, but it is really there to facilitate revenue generation for the company. Small companies, the expectation is that they're going to at one point experience rapid growth. So what you want to do is get ahead of that curve, make sure you have the process in place, so if you need to hire, you can hire people who can execute your process and you can use it as part of the interview and selection process.
If you feel you're ready to pass the reins over to a new sales force, but are unsure that you can make the financial commitment, remember that you can be creative with part-time employment or commission-based compensation.
You really should consider whether you can bring on a salesperson that is committed to your product fairly early on. And if it's a cost issue, there are various types of compensation programs that you can bring in that I think will allow you to hire talent, have that talent really be the basis, in a sense, the first player in a team that you're going to grow. There are circumstances where I think it makes sense to quote-unquote outsource the actual selling. Again, I sometimes go in as an outsourced VP of sales, but I think in the long run, if you can put the numbers together, I think you should look for a means that allows you to hire your own salesperson.
Sales, like every other function of your business, should have procedures to follow and measure. Once these procedures are in place, then you truly have an opportunity to grow your sales.
Marketing is creating and driving demand. Generating the leads, I would argue, with some of the tools available today and some of the pressures on sales, marketing should really also be doing the initial phases of qualifying a particular opportunity. Somebody that goes through that vetting and is qualified should be handed over to sales. Sales then takes that demand and converts it into a prospect, converts the prospect into an ongoing client, and if the opportunity is there, continues to grow that account and revenue stream. So I think there needs to be, much like there is in those other areas, a process that is a set of sequential steps that are taken with clear attributes, clear rules, clear things that tell you, should I proceed, should I not proceed, where are things, and so on.